pilots out there will start looking for ADS-B out to meet the 2020 requirements. A lot of us are looking for ADS-B in. ADS-B in, as you guys know, is a way to looking up traffic and weather on the fly using electronic flight books. And as you can see, a lot of these are pretty expensive, but Crewdog Electronics has actually come up with an all-in-one solution for ADS-B in, and it's pretty exciting. So at the time of this video, it's currently going for, I believe, $240 on Amazon. And of course, I'll leave the link to it below, but it's an all-in-one package, and for most pilots, you know, you just want something that will work and work well and you can depend on. And I've noticed through testing with this little guy that that's exactly what it's all about. So I'll give you an idea of what comes in the package, and then we will do the setup, and after that we will show you the screenshots and kind of video of how this thing behaves. So in the box you get quite a few different things. You get the little suction cups there to the right, a toolkit which I didn't even have to mess with because everything's in its package there. Strap for the battery, the actual unit, and in that bubble wrap there, the unit comes with a little slide that the suction cups go on. In the brown box is the battery, and it's actually a pretty hefty battery for what it is. You can pretty much get all-day service with it. It's a 6,000 milliamp battery, which is awesome. Comes with instructions, of course, on how to get started, but it's a few steps. It's really easy. It's for, again, those who just want to get up and go. The antennas are amazing, by the way. I'll show you a little bit later in the video that I could actually get reception in my house, which is just mind-boggling. And you have both bands on there. You've got the 978 megahertz and the 1090 megahertz. So basically what that means is you capture everything that's out there, right? So like I said, the little Stratux unit actually goes right into this little slide here. Includes a fan, and it has the AHRS chip on it, which controls the fan so the fan's not blowing unnecessarily. Make sure to verify that the antennas that you have are the 978 megahertz and the 1090 megahertz. Mine were, but it's super important that you get the correct tuned antennas. Pretty awesome. If you want to just throw this on your dash or somewhere else, it's got the rubber feet on there so you can. It's pretty neat because they thought about even cutting out a place for the fan. Pretty ingenious, right? So you've got that airflow on there. The battery is interesting in itself because not only is it a USB battery, but it includes a few features that other battery packs kind of don't. And it's super streamlined too, so it doesn't bulk up. So few things, like I said, is it's got this little thing which is actually the piece, the micro USB, I believe that's right, micro USB, but it's the little piece that connects directly into the unit, so you don't need anything else. It's an all-in-one built-in unit. It has a little button on the side that you can do a battery check, pretty spiffy, and it's got a flashlight, so cool. So if you're flying at night and you need a backup flashlight, it's actually a pretty powerful light. So it comes with everything that you would need to get going in the air. So the setup is extremely easy on this, and that's by design. First thing you want to do is make sure you get the right antenna in the right antenna connection. And what I mean by that is you have two channels, if you remember, the 978 megahertz and the 1090 megahertz, and these are tuned long-range antennas, so it's super important that you get it. But the good thing is they're both marked on there. Next step is to apply the suction cups if you are hanging it in your window. That's kind of the preferred method, to hang it usually on the left side of a window. You can put it anywhere, but if you want other mounting options, you can use the little hook and loop tape, Velcro, or some of these things, the little picture frame command strips. They both work pretty well. So you slide it down in the holder there, and after this point, one more step and you're good to go. It only goes down one way, and you only have to really fiddle with one connector. If you need to do any updating, I'll show you how to do that later in the video, but for some reason, if you do need to take the SD card out, it comes with tools. You can just pop it right out. You just push it in and it just pops right out there. I didn't have to do it because everything's preloaded on there, so it's ready to go. So that's the finished unit there. Last step is to put the battery on the actual unit. It comes with a little lead like I showed you before there. It just goes into the micro USB slot, and the way the battery is held on is pretty ingenious. You actually use the included strap to just kind of strap it onto the unit, and believe it or not, simplest solutions are usually the best. So right there is the complete setup. You're good to go. The lights let you know that it's on, both the battery lights and the lights on the bottom there, and you're ready to connect it to your smart device. So connecting to the actual device is rather easy. You just go to the Wi-Fi settings there and you select Stratux from the device menu. It takes a second to connect, and after that you just open your electronic flight book of choice and you're off and running. It takes a few minutes, minute rather, to connect to the actual Stratux, but after that you can go into your menu and you can actually see the device represented. And using ForeFlight there, you can see that it's connected both the ADS-B and the Stratux unit. When you go into the menu, you can see all the options, what data that it's actually getting in, all types of interesting stuff if you are, well, interested in that type of stuff. Of course, if you just want to open your flight book, wait a few seconds there, all the magic will start happening for you. And as you can see, you have a view of quite a few different things. You have weather, radar, you have, well, next rad radar imagery, NOTAMs, MEDARs, TAFs, PIRAPs, winds aloft, TFR, special use airspace. Most importantly, I use mine for, of course, weather, navigation, secondary navigation there, and to see who's up there with me. It's nice to have eyes in the sky, and that's really what the ADS-B is all about, keeping everybody safe by having this visibility into other aircraft, their location, and what they're doing. Of course, don't totally rely on this, but it's a great tool. Another little thing to download for just about any type of device there is the Flightbox utility, and what that'll do is it'll connect to the device there, and I'll show you the current status of everything, all the information that it's receiving. Pretty simple to understand. I mean, it's just green, yellow, and red, and at the bottom there it actually gives you the option to update the firmware. Firmware on these things is constantly being updated, so having a simple interface to actually just see the firmware and if it needs to be updated is great. When firmware does need to be updated on the Stratux, it'll actually alert you. It'll say, hey, firmware is available, do you want to update it? And you're good to go. This little Flightbox software also shows you calibration options, so we'll get into that in a second. So as you can see, it gives you the status in long form of what's going on, what information you're receiving, and the calibration part is pretty simple. All you do is you just hit calibrate, and that's for that special AHRS, the attitude indicator chip that's installed in this device. Like I said, comes with everything. You want to calibrate that when you install it, and every once in a while if you're getting weird readings there. So this utility allows you to do this pretty easily, and you can see right there, shows you all the calibration info and your attitude and altitude and rate of climb there. So really really intuitive, easy to use, and it helps get you connected. So to give you a few screenshots here, just because I don't want to exclude any type of electronic flight book out there, and plus give you a better idea of what this looks on other platforms, took a few screenshots of other flight books that I use there, and It didn't have any issues connecting up to any of the other ones. Pretty much you just run the application and then select the layers you want. So very intuitive, future-proof. It's got everything that I could possibly think of. So it's an amazing deal. I'd go for it. Not sponsored or anything for it. Just think that this is probably an all-in-one total solution. So have a good one, guys, and stay safe.